So my screen is visible to all of you, right? Arindam, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So should I demonstrate from the first scratch? Oh,
Please, 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 because I already lost everything there because I didn't do the homeworks and all. I told you.
okay. So the first things for Microsoft project is Shunanda, Indrajit, and Arindam. Whatever I am teaching you, the video recording, please do the same by today. Do not make backlog. Otherwise, it will difficult for you to complete. It is
Yep.
advisable to all of you. So first, I created a blank project, just a blank project from the scratch. This is Microsoft project. So as you know, Sunanda, Arindam, we all know that to create a Microsoft project, first of all, we have to make the environment of the project. That is most important. Environment means we have a different kind of project: fixed price, agile, hybrid, some of the IT project and non-IT project. So for that we have to create the environment of the project, otherwise it will give you the wrong data. So here you can see uh, display schedule. So when the schedule comes, we will go for the Indian calendar. So week start on Monday, fiscal year start on April. So now we are working 9 hours per day, right? So I put 9 hours. So we are working 5 days a week, 45 hours per month, 20 days. Because as per the billability, we have to put if anyone comes Saturday, Sunday or works some odd hours, that will be charged as a uh, if we
But
fix price.
Saptashida, it will be 22 days, no? Like 8
Yes, it
Saturday,
depends. You
Sunday.
can manually change. If some month is 30 days, some months are 28 days. Depending on that, you can change because you are starting it from the scratch. Huh? So you
Uh-huh.
can change.
And one more question here. So I can change it in between a project or any time. Like,
No, and the environment you have to set before you start the project. Let's say, for example, you are starting a project for first of August.
hmm,
So August is 31st days. Huh? So accordingly that you will put here 22 days or 20 days. Now if your resources come during weekend or
hmm.
some odd hours, so that will be treated as a odd hours and it will be billed separately. That is also I have demonstrated.
Okay, okay.
General 22 days, Monday to Friday, but if for application support some people come on Saturday, so they will be billed separately. Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Now, second is you can see new task created manually schedule or auto schedule. The two difference is, auto schedule is maintained by Microsoft bot depending upon to the dependency of the work package is automatically get created the task. So advisable is go for manual, but you can do it automatically during the project. That is no hard shell rule that you cannot change. You can do this. Now auto schedule task schedule on of course project start date. Duration is entered in days. Now you want to see on your Microsoft project the number of hours the resource are working, what will be the unit, either days, week, hours, minute, months. So it depends upon to company. Most of the non-IT company, construction, electrical company, they goes for months. But for IT people, we are basically we go for hours. Because why? Because hours is has advantage. Let's say Sunanda for one task has worked 4 hours. Orindam work same task 3 hours. Indrajit work 3 hours. Now three people are working for one user story. So if I put it in hours, we can put in hourly basis for the same task, same day. So it is easy for the project manager to track. Now second is default task type. Here you can see fixed unit, fixed duration, fixed work. So fixed unit means fixed price. Right? Fixed price means the estimation of the project has been already fixed and according to the baseline we will move. Fixed duration, fixed durations and fixed unit. What is the difference? Fixed unit measure per unit per capacity of the unit of that particular project. So ideally, fixed unit stand for non-IT project. Let's say for example, you are constructing a bridge. So constructing a bridge, the unit to be get covered is measured by per unit, per cubic centimeter, how much extension of bridge you have completed till now. If you are working for a water project, let's say hydroelectricity water project. So in the so there the pump which is rotating that is also measured by per unit. But if you go for fixed duration, that is for our case, our duration is fixed for 3 months or 1 month or 6 months project. That is a fixed price. Fixed work. Fixed work and fixed durations. The difference is fixed duration is fixed price. Duration is in agile. We will go for fixed duration because agile project typically run 1 month. That means four hours is the minimum sprint timeline and maximum is 1 month for each sprint. So for that we will go for a fixed duration. And fixed work means if it is in waterfall project where the work has been fixed, there is no changes is coming. People are moving according to uh, the user stories which has already you know broken into work breakdown structure and there is no changes will come, that is fixed work for waterfall. Now these things is very important. I have done these things. Now save language advance. So advance you can see one thing, there will be some unit, the amount which you will go, whether it is in dollar or Indian rupees. See, it is coming. So currency of the project is in Indian rupees. So I should go for USD. That is standard for all organization. But yes, Indian organization go for Indian rupees. So I put it to USD. The symbol change. I press OK. So the project environment has changed. Clear? Orindam, Sunanda, Indrajit.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, yes.
না আমি এটাকে বন্ধ করি now I have to create a name of the project. So কি নাম দি? I just put the name EY SFDC. This is the name of the project and here I have start date and end date. You know every project has their start date and end date. Otherwise it not be a project. So start date for the project is 3rd August and finish date for the project is, for example, it is an IT project, 31st August. So it is 168 hours project. Now UI SFDC project has the name of the project and I have to break the requirement into 5 phases like planning, designing, development, monitoring and control, QA, UAT, go live, right? So I'm writing here. First is I can say requirement gathering, RQ, then design, then dev, then QA, then UAT, then go live. So these are the phases for my project. Here you can see a dashboard has come which is called Gantt chart. In PMP you will find that it's a Gantt chart with the progressions of the project, how much work has still been done. This is Gantt chart. Now in RQ, requirement gathering. So what we do in requirement gathering? We collect the requirement with business analysts, product owner, scrum masters, all work together to understand the requirement, and then we write the user stories, right? So let's break the RQ. Right click, insert task. So new task has come. So I just write here requirement gathering is my title, and under that I just write uh, USP, user story point collection from PO, product owner. So ideally this task should be under RQ. I just click it and press indent button here. So it comes under RQ. So this RQ start from requirement gathering 3rd August, and let's say it is it's 7th August. So 40 hours task, and under this 40 hours this USP collection from a product owner, and it will also start from 3rd, and let's say it is going till 5. So 24 hours has come. See, you can see that graph has coming manual summary roll up RQ with a soft task duration 24 hours. Clear? Now, for example, this RQ is very important, requirement gathering. So unless and until it is not completed, we cannot move to design phase. So let's make it as a milestone. What is milestone? Milestone is something which do not have the durations but have the time frame that a person or project manager needs to first do before he moves to the next task is called the milestone. To make this milestone, just right click, double click here, then go to advanced, mark as milestone, press OK. So whenever I press a milestone, Indrajit or Indam, you can see a diamond has come, diamond sign. So when I click this thing, it appears that the task will finish 16 hours early, duration is 40, soft task in on Wednesday, and it created as a milestone. This is the milestone icon. This is a manual milestone which I have created. You can see the tooltip has come. It is a manual milestone. So now go to the design phase. So see, it is 40 hours, but 24 hours has been completed. Rest hours, Sunanda, I picked as a buffer. If required, that I can utilize to any other part of the project. So let's say go for the design phase. We have to create some subtask of the design. You can create any subtask as much as you can the same way. So I'm not creating much task. I just create sprint 1 under design, and just give another sprint 2 under design, So just drag and press indent. So under design text, both sprint 1 and sprint 2 has come, right? So when the design will start, ideally the design will start when RQ has completed, requirement gathering has completed. Ah. But in agile we can go parallel way. Parallel means that means we can run parallel way because I have a time. Sunanda, Arindam, Indrajit. 40 hours work, 24 hours is only utilized. So I have time of 26 hours as a buffer. So I can start the design from the same date or my RQ is from 3rd to 7th. So ideally what I can do, I can start it from 5th and I can finish this on let's say 11. So it is again a 40-hour task, but this is an fast tracking. Arindam and Sunanda, I am doing fast tracking because both of the task is going on in parallel way. Uh, RQ should end on 7th, but I have started design from 5th. So both are going on the same parallel way. Now here you can see a predecessor activities where we have to put the dependency about the task which is aligned according to the role, capacity of the resource I am not added, will add, and the complexity. So we know that in PMP session we learned that we have a four constant of the project management practices: finish to finish, start to finish, finish to start, start to start. These are the four constant we have. So accordingly, this four constant and the buffer. How to calculate the buffer? I had already demonstrated and it will demonstrate in the PMP class. That is part of the schedule management, where we have to calculate this buffer of this contingency reserve, which we always talk by using statistical process control of Newton interpolations and Simpson one-third rule. So here I will just abruptly add the time without calculating these things, but in real time you have to calculate that. We'll show, demonstrate, don't worry. So here ideally the predecessor activity we have four constant. So ideally this task has to complete first before the sprint one start. So in predecessor activity, I have to tagged RQ activity, requirement gathering, which was marked as a milestone. So obviously the milestone has to be completed before I go for the design, but at the same time, both design and RQ requirement gathering is going parallel or fast track. So the complexity is arising. Now what I will do, I tagged these USP collection from PO, user story point collection from product owner, as a dependent to the sprint one, and I write in the predecessor activity. This is the number you can see. This number is important that you have to write here, and I write is finish to start. So what I will write, this number is 3 fs plus 2. So when I write this, see the graph has changed, an arrow has come. This is called dependency degradation. There are some dependency. This task which is created manually and this task which is also created manually are dependent upon to the durations of the previous task. So here you can see Arindam, Indrajit and Sunanda, 9 hours has been written, but a question mark sign has come because Microsoft Project Bot has come into the picture asking project manager, is it possible in this way to complete this task, because it has the prior task to be get completed. So it does not give you any alert but give you a suggestion that is it 9 hour task or it will require more days. Plus 2 hours I kept as a buffer. because I get the buffer from the previous task. My previous task was actually 40 hours, but I have done 24 hours. So I have enough buffers. Similarly, in sprint 2, let's say sprint 2 is starting from 6 and it should end on 11. 32 hours. Sprint 2 is dependent upon to sprint 1. So what I will write here, the number of sprint 1 is 5. So I will write 5. The first one is finished to start. The RQ will be finished and then it will start. Here it will be finished to finish. Sprint 1 when finished, sprint 2 will also finish the same time because the end date of the design phase is 11th. So I go for finish to finish and I give 8 hours as a buffer. Now when I intentionally do, so here you can see the graph has changed and it shows you a potential schedule problem because here the red mark has come. Now to see the red mark, I just click and ask for the bot fix to task inspector. The task inspector has come and it tells the task may use to be delayed by 0.56 days. A day is calculated 9 hours, 0.56 days will be calculated accordingly that. So it is asking me that in sprint 2, move the task based on the predecessor, that is finish to finish, start to finish, finish to start, or auto schedule, whatever you feel better. So let's see how it happens. It is the bot. So I respect the link. When I press respect the link, sorry, so I press the auto schedule. When I press the auto schedule, Microsoft bot has internally see the dependency and the complexity of the user story and it extended the hours according to this dependency here. The red ribbon has gone. So here the bot has helped you. So what he has done, this progress bar which is here in sprint 2, 5 to 10 days, 32 hours, and it was dependent upon to the Fox task PO which is also 24 hours. So this 8 hours and 2 hours has been adjusted from this 40 hours which I had kept on the buffer because I have utilized only 24 hours. 26 hours is still at my hand as a contingency reserve. So from 26 hours I have been adjusted this hours. Rest hours means here 8 hours and here 2 hours, 10 hours. So 10 hours is adjusted from 26 hours which is in buffer. So 16 hours is still buffer. I can utilize these things to any other subtask of any other phase. Now close. Now let's comes to the resource part. আচ্ছা এটাকে সেভ করি. Let's save these things first. Otherwise very UI নাম দিচ্ছে UI. আচ্ছা resource. So your resource, so you have to add the resource, go to resource tab, assign resource. So here the resource tab has come. Here I am putting the name of the resource. Orindam Sunanda Indrajit. Okay. Now assign the resource. This task is assigned to Orindam. Orindam has come. This task is assigned to Sunanda. Sunanda has come. This task is assigned to Indrajit. Indrajit has come. So all these three resources are working together. It may happen that in sprint 2, Arindam also required to involve to help Indrajit. So I involve Arindam. So both the resource has come. Now if I go to the report, uh, in progress resource overview, here you can see a Microsoft project business intelligence AI report has been generated according to the task has been completed. No task has completed, only progressions. So here Arindam has worked, Sunanda, Indrajit. Arindam has remaining work 55 hours, Sunanda 8 hours, Indrajit 31 hours. So it is written in the statistics here 56, 9, 32. Whoever is working according to the dependency. Now let's move to the grant again. Here you can see the puppet has come, red puppet. Why? Because Microsoft bot has been activated. Microsoft bot is saying if I right click and fix task inspector, the bot is saying in the USP collection from PO resource is over allocated. Mind it, yesterday I was saying when Avantika was saying some in Ovijit that no resource should be over allocated and under allocated. According to the Reiki matrix, every resource should be level according to their dependency, capacity and capability. The Microsoft project is 100% aligned with the PMI rules. So here it is saying Arindam is over allocated because Arindam has been assigned for a single task and also with Indrajit. So pairing. So the bot is giving some hint. Move task to resource next available time or view over allocated resource in team planner. So second one, it won't give you any solution. Let's say the reschedule the task. This one. So when I press this, again a red car. I am doing this thing intentionally to show all of you how Microsoft bot is planning. Again, this red ribbon has come. It was showing that rolling up warning, subtask duration 24 hours because you are utilizing the buffer by adding the resource which is called resource crashing. Remember Anindam, Sunanda, Indrajit. Yesterday I was telling resource crashing, adding resource to a task to finish it earlier than expected time. So again it will be created a problem and it has created. So it is giving you Microsoft Project Bot is giving you another two option for Arindam. Either extend the summary or auto schedule. This is happening here. So if I go to the auto schedule, one task has been gone, but again this one has come to red. So when I click it and paste to the respect link, then again this red has come because the project is going to be in complex and danger zone according to the RAG, red, amber, green. Remember, every project we do audit, we have this RAG. So here again it is giving you idea to reschedule the task or move the finish date on this. See, ultimately yes, it's finished. Adjusted depending upon to the dependency of Arindam, Sunanda, Indrajit and the user story of the complexity of the project respecting the capacity of the resource. Capacity of the resource means every resource has their capacity and capability which is called capacity planning that is triggered by the project manager using RACI matrix. So that RACI matrix Microsoft project respect and adjust Orindam, who was over allocated because he has been involved to multiple tasks with Indrajit and self has been adjusted according to the complexity of the project of the task. Clear? Orindam, Indrajit, Sunanda.
Yep.
আচ্ছা, এগুলো কিন্তু করতে হবে নিজেদের, কারণ once I do these things and you guys keep these things as a backlog, then it won't help you much. Now save and let's move to this report. Acha, okay, just make these things done first. So I go to file, sorry, I go to task and then make these things done. Here you can see 100%. So this task has been done. So when it is done, I go to the report, resource, resource overview. So Orindom has been done. This sky color has come where it is shown that Orindam has done 25 hours, but remaining 50 hours still he has to work. So here it is 10 that for one task of the first task, which is as a milestone has been done by Orindam. This is the statistics. Orindam is working 22 hours, Sunanda 9 and Indrajit 32 hours. So if you guys want in the duration in the right side, you can customize your these things, that which one you want to add here. If you want to add here any field, you can add the field, like if you go for overtime work, there is no overtime. So if you go for regular work, see, regular work has come. This is called the regular work. This projection is called, what is called? This is called actual versus estimated cross sections between these three resources for the regular work they are doing from the starting of the project. So this yellow bar is saying that 50 hours is projected from Orindam, 15 hours is 8 hours is projected from Sunanda, and 30 hours is projected for Indrajit. So all these three resources are working in a way that each and everyone is dependent upon to each, and reason is unless and until Orindam has finished his rest of the work, Sunanda and Indrajit graph won't increase further. Very logical, because Orindam work has been dependent upon to Indrajit and Sunanda. Clear? Sunanda, is it clear? Okay. Now here I just save this. The same way, same things you can do. Say for example in sprint 1, I go to the task and make it as a done 25%. So right sign has not come. So if I go to the report, resource overview, see the graph has changed because 25% Shunanda has done of the actual work he has been assigned. And here also a new blue color has come, that is saying actual versus estimated. Obhijit, this is very important. What we do in project management in PMP, this is the same things we are showing, actual versus estimated, how the task is aligned. Now if you go to the project, sorry, report, and if you go to the in progress, just click a milestone report. So if you go to the milestone report, I have only one milestone and that is 100% completed. So it is shown that the milestone has completed. If you want to see this task, RQ is a milestone. Reason is this diamond has come. If you want to change these things, go to task and make this 0%. Now move to the report and then move to in progress milestone report. So milestone is due in this month because I have not done this RQ which was created as a milestone, right? So if you want to make a milestone of sprint 1, double click, advance, mark as milestone. Okay. Again, a diamond sign has come. Now if you go to the report and go to the in progress milestone report, here you can see sprint 1 has come a new milestone Monday 17/8. This is graph is called remaining and actual. Now if you go to the project report and in progress, critical task, EYSFDC, there is no critical task. So that is the reason, because critical tasks depend upon too much number of predecessor you are adding, number of resource, the more the critical path will be generated, right? Now go to the grant, make these things done 100% for your dashboard, make these things done 50% of your work. Here you have one column is there complete. So here you can see how much competition has been done according to your project progressions. Another complete is this is also same. And if you go to resource name, all the resource name has come, which is easy for you to track. Now if you go for resource sheet, this resource sheet has come. See, Arindam, Indrajit, Sunanda, Abhijit. I had when created the project put the dollar for the resource cost. So here you can see the standard rate it is asking. I will demonstrate how to put the cost next week, otherwise it will bounce to your head. Resource cost will be calculated according to the resource billability, project billability, direct cost, indirect cost. If a resource move from Calcutta to Bangalore traveling, that should also be added as a direct cost. Resource billability cost, the salary of the resource is getting, number of days and number of hours. I will demonstrate to the next week. Next. So here whatever you will put the prorated data, the resource cost will be come to the dashboard. Here you can see overtime rate. This was I am saying. This will automatically get activated if any resource come on Saturday, Sunday or work any odd hours. So this is the resource sheet. You can change the resource usage maximum, minimum rate of the resource, and here you can see the resource graph as of now. So Arindam has done most of the work, that is allocations, or we all know na allocations of our resource. When the resource are allocated, so what happened, we got a mail from RMG team that Arindam has been allocated for our project. So when these things happen, this is called a resource allocation. So if I move this thing, this is for Sunanda, and if I move, this is for Indrajit. So this is called resource allocation. How much resource has been allocated for a particular project? It may happen that a resource can be add for 2 or 3 multiple projects. So there that graph will change, which is called FTE, free time equivalent. 40% one project, 60% another project. It happened. So go to the grant resource sheet. Now, one thing you know, Sunanda, in Indrajit OBG, we have a in PMP we are aware of critical path, which tell that how the task has been aligned according to the complexity of the task assigned to the resource. If you want to see in pictorial format, just go to the network diagram. See, this thing is very much aligned with your PMP syllabus. If you go to the time management part shared all of you in PPT, you will see the same kind of picture. Here you can see this why these things has come in cross, because the task has been completed. Rest of the task is dependent upon to the arrow, and here you can see these two tasks has been created. If you want, you can change these things pictorially. A new task has been created. If you want to link this, it will be give you an error because a subtask is still lying. You cannot kill your child before you move to another child. That is the nomenclature. So that is the reason it is giving this error. So new task has been created, and if you want to align this task to any other task, you can align. See, the relations has already created. Now if you want to go to the grant and see, you can see the new task has been created here in the graph as I have created according to the dependency. So any question? Arindam, Sunanda, Indrajit. Any question, Arindam?
No, Saptashida, currently not. But I have one question out of curiosity. Uh, so, so I can answer. So, if we are estimating everything in hours,
Hmm.
so why we are using story point in Agile?
See, we are creating the story point, that is also we are creating an hours. The number of story points which you are calculating by hours. In sprint, you know the agile nomenclature, the minimum time frame for a sprint is 4 hours and maximum is 8 hours. So under sprint, we have the user story point. Let's say sprint 1 is assigned for a resource which is typically 4 hours, and sprint 1 we have two story point, very small. So each story point is required 2 hours to complete it, and one resources is doing parallelly. So when we will calculate the number of hours is done in the sprint 1 is 4 hours, that is the minimum. And if we go to any other sprint, depending upon to the number of story point, the hours will also increase, and the complexity of the business logic. Clear, Arindam?
Quite clear, but for me, like it is actually complexing the keep, like it is increasing the complexity. Like once we are telling like okay, we are estimating on hours, which is fairly clear. Like okay, for this task we need this hours. Now